Hello, everyone. Sorry, I got a little into the music at that point. Um, Thank you once again for stopping by on a Monday night to check out Small Biz Highlight. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Tiffany Roman. I am your host, and Small Biz Highlight is 100% about small businesses. We are on a mission to introduce to you the people behind them, as human beings. Then we talk about their products and services, how they can help you, how you can help them, and then we dive into, how COVID affected them, what changes they've had to make to kind of, help out their business grow in spite of it, and so on and so forth. So before we get started, as always, I've got a few little announcements to go through, so bear with me here. We are live with StreamYard. Yes, for my normal viewers, I know I'm early. Blame the army. I have a conference call tonight at 7 o'clock that I cannot be late for. So I had to start the show a little bit early tonight. So please bear with me. But if you're going to catch us live, welcome. If you are on Facebook, we would love to feature your comments on screen and be able to see what your name is, your photo, so we know who's talking to us, not just what you've got to say. But to make sure that happens, just for Facebook people, you just need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and that will allow the two to talk to each other, and done. Any other platform, you're pretty much set. Just click away, comment away, and I will make sure it's featured on the screen. All right, so this is 2020 the year of more self-acceptance, self-love, and faith in yourself. All right, so I've been selfishly using all of you as my accountability partners in this aspect, and have been encouraging you since January 1st to encourage yourselves, your friends and family, and to absolutely use me as your accountability partner too. This is the year to take a moment after all the madness we've been through, reflect, take a moment to really learn how to accept yourself, love yourself, and have more faith in yourself. I know I am not the only one struggling with this out there. So please don't feel alone. Join in. I'd love to support you. Talking about friends and family, guys, my friends button to invite friends to like Small Biz Highlight is missing on Facebook. Nobody can tell me why. I don't know how to fix it. So I am dependent on you 100% to help spread the word about these businesses. Because keep in mind that spreading the word about the show means you are spreading the word for all 120 businesses that I have interviewed so far. That's right. By the end of tonight, I will have 121 businesses that I have interviewed. How crazy is that? But anyway, so, help them, help their reach grow, help them get in front of people who you may not know on your timeline, maybe looking for a specific product, a specific service. Maybe someone's interested in starting a business that's similar to one of my guests. And lo and behold, now they have a contact to, really pick their brains. You never know what someone is looking for. So please share away on your timelines, spread the love about Small Biz Highlight, and help support small businesses. It's free and will only take you a couple seconds. So come on now, it's a win-win for everybody. Thanks to our sponsor, Text for More. It's super easy to find everything Small Biz Highlight. They make it easy by simply texting small biz to 717-670-6400. That's it. It'll send you a link to our main hub, which I call it, our digital brochure, which you'll learn more about later on the commercial. And it really just gives a really brief introduction to Small Biz Highlight, the different things we offer, what we've got going on, and how to get a hold of us. It's that simple. So check it out, please. And as always, there's always an app for everything nowadays, and Small Biz Highlight is no different. We have our own app on Apple and Android. Listen to me. Google Play. I can't even talk today. What a great way to start the show. Okay, so Google Play, Apple App Store, download the Small Biz Highlight app. You'll get access to every single interview we've done live, every podcast episode that we turn our live videos into, our digital TV show, our upcoming events. I mean, there's so much going on, and it's all right there in one spot. easily accessible to you. Please check it out. Honestly, because it's so new, I'm just anxious to see what you guys have to say about it, what you would like to see happening on the app. I want to make it as beneficial to someone who just watches the show as it is to someone who is a guest that I've had on the show, or a person who's interested in being a guest. So help me out, people. Spread the word. All right, so that's enough about me for now. As always, I'll end up doing some episode later, giving you a highlight of what's going on. Every third Monday of the month, starting in April, actually, is going to be my time to do a live Q&A with you all. So I'll be here sitting around waiting for you all to chime in and ask me your questions. I will answer any questions you've got, whether it's about the podcast, the web show, the TV show, me. If you want to get to know me a little bit more, so be it. I know that's part of the whole routine here. So I am opening myself up to all questions, and I'll try my best to answer as best I can. But all right, so tonight I'm really excited to introduce to you my friend Vickie. We met what feels like a million years ago. Like, it was probably a year ago, but it feels a lot longer. But we met at a networking event um during the shutdowns. They were starting to lessen the restrictions and whatnot, and we finally just like bolted out of the house and got into these networking events. But it was so great to meet her, and you're gonna love her story. I'm telling you. It's a tearjerker, so grab the tissues just in case you're listening. But give me 1 second, make sure she pops up accordingly here. Hello, Vickie.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I am doing well, madam. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me this evening. I'm honored to be here with you.
I'm so excited. It feels like we've been waiting a really long time for this episode to happen. So I'm very excited to have you on here because I've always been anxious to get you on and tell your story. So thank you finally for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I always start the show with a very simple question, but sometimes people get very tripped up about it. Love how people take a different approaches to answer it and just, give us a little insight to who they are. So that's exactly what it is. Vickie, help the viewers get to know you a little bit. Who are you?
Well, Tiffany, I'm from the area, grew up here, met my husband, met him in high school. I was in high school. He wasn't. He had graduated. Um, we both went to local schools on the West Shore. He went off and became enlisted in the Navy. We got back together, got married, and I was a military wife for 29 years. He was ex-enlisted, got a scholarship to Villanova in the ROTC after being out of high school for 4 years, got his commission in 81, and the journey started. It was a great journey. I loved it. But moving all over the United States, and you being ex-military or you're in the reserves yourself, you understand the family issues and the
Yep.
changes. And, I think the changes make us all a better person, including our children. The family moves and does everything. So we were from one corner of the states to the other. I became I had to grow up very quickly. I was 22-ish when I left the area
Oh,
here and
wow.
started moving out. My son was born when I was 23. And like I said, the journey began 29 years. So in 2007, he retired, and I was a very independent woman. I'm still an independent woman. I started my business in the financial world in 2016 and haven't stopped since. I was partnered with somebody, rebranded, and my company name is IMOR Financial, which stands for In Memory of Robert. Unfortunately, 5 months after he retired, I lost him to a very horrific accident, which I'm not going to go into because I get teary-eyed just speaking about it. We had our forever home. He had a nice retirement. I was 49. He was 50. So
Oh
my
my
life turned
gosh.
in 12 hours, and I had to make some changes. And I left North Carolina, which is where we were destined to be. And I came back to Pennsylvania, and I've been back here 14 years, living in a house that was the house that I never thought I'd be in for that long because we moved every 3 to 5 years. So I'm back. I met wonderful people as yourself. I started my financial business. I own IMOR Financial. I also am partnered with Property and Casualty Insurance, which is auto, home, business, general liability. So I kind of do all lines insurance and investments and financial coaching.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay. Those I know it's such a tough conversation to have to bring up the story. So I definitely won't make you do that.
oh no,
But
that's fine.
your husband served this country. Thank you for being a part and supporting him through that process because it is definitely hard on the service member, but it's even harder on the families. It's no
It is.
joke. It really takes a special person to get up and move every 3 to 5 years, especially
And
with kids and everything else in tow. It's stressful.
I would do it again. I would do it all over
Yeah,
again.
I always joke with friends and family that, like basic training was best time in my life that I never want to do again. I'm good.
You're
Once
good.
and done.
Yeah.
But I would never regret joining the military. It's not something I expected to be doing with my life.
Yeah.
But, I'm 17 years in now. March 1st will be 18 years. So I'm almost done.
Congratulations.
Almost done. Oh, but I, applaud you for taking this step to, just find yourself despite the hardship of losing someone really dear
Mm.
to you. And so in such a horrific way, like not in a way that you expected. It just came out of the blue that I can't even imagine. That had to be the worst, especially because you feel like, yeah, you were finally free. And then boom.
Right.
Anyway, but this amazing business that you're doing, you're serving so many wonderful people in so many different ways. There's just so much to your business. So, I know you gave us like a brief little introduction to IMOR, but give us a little more details about it. How did it actually get started? What brought you to the financial world?
I was taken care of financially. My father sold insurance policies back in the 50s, 60s, and then he started
Oh,
his own business. And my son is in the financial business. It's in my blood. It's just in my blood. So, moving back here, I worked with special needs children for about 8 years and decided I wanted to get into the financial business and got my license, did it very part time. And then in 2016, partnered with another person, and that lasted about a year and a half. And then I rebranded. And my son actually named the business IMOR Financial on the 10th anniversary of his passing. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to name it. I knew it had to be something financial, but I just didn't know what. And when he called me and said, "Hey, Mom, I have the name for your company," and I was like, "What is it?" And he told me, and I'm like, "And please explain that." I had no clue. And he said, "In memory of Robert." He said, "What better way to honor Dad?
oh, that's so beautiful.
Was to he took care of you financially. The military. I have all my benefits for the rest of my life, and I receive, some of his retirement, and that goes with me until I'm not around anymore. And
Right.
so I'm taken care of. And that is what I want. It's from my heart. It's my passion to help other people to be financially secure and grow their money as much as they can in whatever phase of their life they are.
And money is such a sensitive subject, especially
Very
nowadays,
sensitive.
because people were struggling before the pandemic.
Right.
Then the pandemic happened and people weren't working all of a sudden. And then they realized, holy crap, I'm a lot worse off than I thought I was. We were barely making ends meet, but now that I'm not working, what do I do? Or just people who, had to take a pay cut, or, people like me that had to end up quitting my job because there was nowhere to take my kids so that I could go to work. I had to take care of the kids. So, it's just such a sensitive subject. People don't like to talk about money as it is, but I feel like the pandemic and everything that's happened because of it is just adding to it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, our the financial world has changed a lot. With companies not having enough employees to cover everyday work, with
Right.
prices rising, with people realizing that they didn't have, we'll say, life insurance, and all of a sudden they come around and say, "I need life insurance now," and then you start underwriting, and underwriting is taking longer than ever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to because it's boring stuff on the business side of it. But reaching out to those people that maybe lost family, loved ones, period, during COVID, reaching out, and maybe if they've got some things that they need looked at, that's what we're doing. We're trying to look at people's portfolios and their other, auto insurance. I have clients that didn't look at their auto insurance or their homeowners for like 20 years. And then
Wow.
they give me the necessary information, and I'm like, did you ever question your did you ever question your agent? No. Okay, well, let's see what you got. And usually I can beat them. So that's just an example of what I do. And I love what I do. Some days it's more stressful than others, but for the most part, I enjoy every day waking up and doing what I'm doing.
It's so important what you're doing because you're not just helping them build a financial future for themselves, but you're
Right.
also helping them save money in the current time period with
Right.
the bills like the car insurance and whatnot. And it's usually stuff like you said that people just don't think about. We get so comfortable where we are, we thinking, there's no need to look back at it to see if I could save money. That's just what I got. I'm good with it. But especially now after being shut down and forced to stay in our houses and realizing how every penny is so important. Just even if you could save somebody $5 off their insurance, that's five extra dollars they didn't have. Now let's put that to something else important instead of spending it over on the insurance. That has
It
to
is.
be a good feeling to be able to say, "Hey, I can help you. Let's do this." It has to be very rewarding.
It is. And if I can't help them, people say you don't charge. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to charge you for something that is working for you in your favor. I'll look at what you've got. If I can help you and you're willing to do it, I'm more than happy to do it. And I'm blessed to have the team of people that do a lot of my back end work that I don't have to do. So I can kind of specialize on customizing what the client needs and being there for them. And that's important too.
Now, how does it typically work? Do if someone is interested in, getting their bills evaluated by you or, setting up an appointment to see where they are financially, is that on your website somewhere that they would then, set up an appointment to discuss that with you?
Yes, if they go to imorfinancial.com, there's a place to set up a time or schedule a consult. So yeah, they can do that. They can email me. My information's on the website as well for contacting. And just because I got
Yes,
the
and
real life,
she's super approachable, people.
it is.
Like, message her on Facebook. She will happily answer your questions. She's so nice. I wouldn't lie to you, I
Oh,
promise.
thank you. Just because I have a 301 area code doesn't mean I live in DC. Living in the Mechanicsburg area, I
Yeah,
just have
don't let the area code fool
time.
you guys. Don't
I
let
know.
it.
Don't let it fool you.
No, but she's very approachable. She'll break it down with you. She'll bring it to you easy, but she'll also give you the bad news just right up front and hit you with it so that the hit of reality for a second, but it's to support you in your journey. It's not a bad thing. But, all she's doing is trying to, do what's best for you and give you the help you need to progress forward, because I definitely think, like I said, this has been a time period where now people are waking up and realizing just how important it is to have savings, how important it is to
Yes.
have a plan for the future as far as life insurance and all that good stuff that they might have taken for granted before the pandemic. And I'm very excited for that because now, having been related to people who did not take care of those kind of things before
Right.
passing, like I'm really glad that some people are realizing, yes, this is important. Let's do this.
COVID scared a lot of people too, Tiffany, that it's
It
like,
did.
oh, geez, I've got to get something in place here to, set my family up and maybe leave the legacy for the grandchildren, or maybe just pay for the, expenses. A lot of people say, I have enough cash. And I'm like, okay, how long is that cash going to last? You don't know that.
Right.
And
You're
that's
absolutely
where a lot
right.
of people scares.
And it's things like that that we definitely took for granted.
Mhm.
We have cash, okay, but then what happens? Things always happen.
Mhm.
You'll get to the point where you're actually having a nice savings in your bank account and then all of a sudden the car breaks down. Or or somebody has to go to the
Mhm.
hospital or someone just gets sick in general, something always seems to happen. I know it's for me at least. I don't know
Oh
if
no, that's
anybody
so
else out there
true.
can hear, but it happens. So then the goal, I would think, and my stepdad was an accountant for my whole life, and now he's just
Yeah.
into investments right now. Um, but I was very fortunate to have him in my life to kind
Mhm.
of break it down for me a lot earlier in life than most people get it when they're trying to figure it out while they're adulting too. And adulting is hard enough to try and figure out finances in the process too. So yeah, I was very fortunate in that aspect and very grateful for him for that. But oof,
It's
I
tough.
I I hope people, you know, really do take it seriously. Reach out to people like you who, can help them navigate it, that they don't have to feel like they have to figure it all out by themselves. Because that's another thing I feel like people are like, no, I don't want to talk about my money with what if they judge me? Ah, that's the best part about going to somebody who's like outside your family, outside your circle of influence. Like they're just
Yes, no
gonna
judgment
set you
zone. No
straight.
judgment zone, exactly. We don't judge. We just look at what people have, and sometimes you ask the questions, where do you want to be in 5 years? If somebody's get like in their 50s and heading toward retirement and they didn't set something up and they still have that time to do it, to set something up, they can. Um, I always say on the life insurance side, get it, the younger the better, because that premium will never change if you go into like a permanent policy. And there's many ways to customize it nowadays where people think it's just life insurance. When your life's over, that's it. And that's not true. It's changed so much over the years. Annuities, it's a long-term investment, but
Yes.
there's components to that can help you down the road. I do it all. And like I said, I love what I do. I'm willing to help anybody that, wants a question answered. If that's all they want, that's perfectly fine with me. But
Well, we're going to take a quick break so I can run my little commercial because, yes, I'm a real show, people. I have a commercial because I have a sponsor. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm over it now. So I'm going to play my quick video really quick and we will be right back because then I will close it out by just asking Vickie for, one or two pieces of advice she would have for people for the best pieces of advice financial wise you've got for someone to go forward. All right. So we'll be right back.
Are you tired of missed business opportunities because you don't have the marketing tools that big companies do? Do you want to generate more sales with less effort or technical knowledge? Text for More is a digital marketing solution that is both your digital brochure and web presence that connects you directly to your customers. Best of all, Text for More is proven to deliver results. In fact, some of our clients have seen their monthly revenue increase by as much as 5 times in the first couple of months. To get started today, text the keyword MORE to 317-342-8114 and see how we can assist you. Text for More. Next generation brochures for the digital age.
I could never get over that commercial because my friend is actually doing the voiceover for it. So every time I hear the
that's
commercial, I'm like,
cool.
"Oh, I know him." Yeah,
That's cool. Is
it's
that a
so
local?
funny.
Is that a local company?
They're actually out, uh, Illinois, I believe. I
Okay.
know the voiceover actor is out that way, and oh gosh. But I
Cool.
mean, they are such a great company, so easy to work with, very approachable, just like you. Beautiful people.
Oh,
I only
thank
like
you.
to work with beautiful people, let me say.
We've known you and I met right when you came home, a couple months
Yes.
after you came home, and that was 2020. Is that correct?
Yeah, right around there.
So it's been going on 2 years. It's crazy.
That is crazy. All right, my friends. So to close this out, what are one or two of your most precious pieces of advice you could give somebody about finances, whether it be savings or whatnot? What do you got for us?
I would say that the most important thing is try to set up an emergency fund. As much as you can put it into a savings account that you can access it quickly if you need to
Hmm.
for any emergency. Um, the second thing would be to invest early if you can, some type of life insurance, even if it's a term policy that can be converted later, and budget. Budget is huge. When people see a budget on a piece of paper, even myself in the financial world, it's scary.
It is
So
scary.
if you need help with the budget, I'm there for that as well. But yeah, those three important things.
They're very important. They're very
They are.
important. Budgeting is intimidating. Even though, like, when I break down the budget and I feel a sense of like, okay, I'm good. Then then something happens to put a wrench in my system that I've got set up, and then I start freaking out and thinking, how am I going to work this? It's money is just never something people are very happy about talking about. But the moment you start getting smart about it, doing things like, Vickie said, doing the emergency fund and stuff, that helps the that added stress on your shoulders to kind of
Oh
just
no, I totally believe that. I totally believe that.
yes. Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Vickie,
Oh no,
for
thank
being
you.
here. This was such a great time. I had such an awesome time talking to you, learning more about your business. And, this is just fun. I
That's fine.
think people will really enjoy this episode. So thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Have a good evening.
Thank you. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with your beautiful reminder to put your community first. We do that by shopping small and supporting local businesses. I will be right back in just a few minutes or two with my next guest. I'm so excited. So, catch you in just a few minutes.